Hi everyone, welcome back to my space. This is a detailed video on how to prepare a delicious, well-flavored fried rice. I hope you try this method the next time you prepare fried rice. First of all, I started by boiling my gizzard with a lot of water and salt. Yes, boiling your gizzard with a lot of water and salt will help to remove the takes. You see those white things you just see on top? These were the things that I'm trying to remove. After I've boiled it with a lot of water and salt, then I proceeded to washing the gizzard properly. Okay, so I'm going to just wash it, cool it off immediately, wash it and set that aside. So now in my pressure pot, I'm using a pressure pot because I'll be using turkey and hard chicken. In my pressure pot, I added turkey, then my hard chicken because of the taste that comes from the hard chicken. Okay, so that's why I'm using hard chicken. You can use any type of chicken you want, but hard chicken gives a lot of taste. Then I went in with onions. You can use either your white onions or your purple onions. Then I also added my ginger and garlic. This is a must in most of my meals. Then I added pepper for that extra heat. It's optional. Some seasoning powder, curry, and of course fresh herbs. I added, there is rosemary, there is thyme, and also there is oregano. So all these very optional. Okay, and I also want to advise, reduce the way you spice, you add spices to your water, because if the water gets dark, it will darken the color of the fried rice. Okay, so you will see what I mean. At the end of that, I'm going to sieve it out, so less of the spices, so it doesn't make your water very dark. So when I'm done, I just try to push in all the chicken into the pot, then I covered it. Then I proceed to cut in my veggies. So now one of the secrets of a good looking fried rice is to cut your veggies very tiny. Okay, you don't want to be seeing those lumps. You just want the veggies to marry the fried rice, just everything to be right inside. So I just finished chopping the peas. Then I'll also going to cut the spring onions now. So just make sure that you cut as tiny as possible. What you see me doing, I'll also run the knife on it after. Okay, so just cut it as tiny as you can. If you have a vegetable cutter or you have a chopper, whatever you can use to just get this done, just get it done. Most importantly is that you are giving it a very nice cut. Okay, so now I went in to cut the bell peppers. I started with the green one. Now, if you don't want your rice overpowered, honestly, the percentage I use in vegetables and the rice, the vegetable is always higher than the rice when it comes to my fried rice, because I want to compensate the frying of the whole rice, frying of the whole veggies, to eating more of vegetable. Okay, so you can reduce the quantity of your veggies. If you look at what I'm using, I prepared that day 3 cups of rice, so with all these veggies. Okay, so my veggies are more. So if you don't like the more veggies, you can reduce it. Okay, you can go with the ratio of 50-50. Mine is never 50-50. In fact, I do 60-40. Okay, the veggies on the high side, because that is how we prefer to eat it in the house. Okay, so now I went also in to start cutting the carrots. As I said, carrots can be cut with a vegetable cutter preferably, but I want to make this video as detailed as possible. In case maybe you don't have a vegetable cutter, you can also at least just cut your carrots as tiny as possible. You see, I was cutting and I noticed that, okay, I didn't really divide that one very well, so I went back in to divide it. Now I prepared this gizzard this way because I need it to be very crunchy. All those things will still be fried, so you see that it is not well cooked. It is still, I just parboiled it. Okay, you don't need to cook it because you also be frying this, so just parboil and go ahead to Please try and cut as tiny as possible. Honestly, you even be frying all this, so no need of like overcooking it and making it soggy. The secret of fried rice is to make sure that your veggies are at least a little bit crunchy, and if you're going to store it in the fridge, make it as crunchy as possible. Now to the sausage, also repeat the same process. This is not mandatory, it's not obligatory, it's optional to use sausage in it, but because of the color, in fact, people alternate it with the gizzard. Okay, if they don't have gizzard, but you see, as I said, I always add more of this orishirishi more than just the rice itself, because since it's fried rice, I just want to enjoy it. Now to the most important part, to clean your shrimps. Now this is the most, you see what I did behind it. I think I'll call it the spinal cord. Yes, I don't know, the back of it. Try to open it up, then remove the intestine. If you know the name of this part of the shrimp, you tell me, but just cut open the back, just that line, cut it open, and please ensure you remove it so you don't eat this. Just, you see the way I did it, very easy. Cut it open and remove the intestine, okay, from it. This is the only way you can. Then after you wash thoroughly with water, okay, proceed to do the rest like that. You see how clean it is now? So all you need to do is to just wash it properly and cook it or fry it. Now the chicken is done, so I'll be frying with my air fryer. Okay, you can deep fry this in an oil, that is up to you. Now, very very important, I'll be sieving my water. This is another reason why your fried rice is looking dark. Always sieve your water. Now, because of the amount of herbs I added, you see the water is a little bit dark, but it doesn't affect, because the ratio of the rice I'm using to the water is going to cover it. So now in a boiling water, this water just boiled, then I turned off the heat, added salt and then rice, stir it for I think 5 minutes, and then I remove the water. I'm going to be washing it till the water comes out clear. Now you're not parboiling the rice you use for fried rice, because as I said, you need the rice to soak in the meat water, that is the meat stock. Okay, so you don't need to parboil it. Parboiling it will make it soft, and then at the end of the cooking, it will not become so soft. Yes, if you have children at home, you should make it soft, or if you don't even like it to be half cooked. So just the most important thing is that cook it just the way you and your family enjoy it. Okay, do you? Just the process is what is important. So now in a clean pan, I'm going to add butter. I'm using butter. You can go for any other vegetable oil, but please don't use margarine. Okay, so use butter or vegetable oil. Then after added butter, it melted. I went in with the rice. I stopped adding the rice at that point because I noticed there was water underneath, so I'm going to sieve it. Then I added it back here. So I now proceeded to adding curry. Now this process is very very important, okay, because this is just to infuse the flavor of the curry and the seasoning, just to make the rice taste good. Okay, so you're going to fry this rice till you fry out any form of moisture from the rice. You see, now this rice is a bit sticky at this point, so you are going to fry it until it gets to the point whereby there is no more moisture in it. That means they are separated, they're on their own, they are no longer gumming together. And this process will also make your fried rice last longer. Yes, because if you proceed to cooking it immediately, it will make it soggy, and that means making it prone to getting bad quickly. Okay, so now this is the meat stock. Boil it down, bring it to a boil. Okay, then add your rice into it. Don't just put your mixed water on top of the fire, then you add your rice. You see how all those rice came off the pan? That is to show that it was properly fried. Okay, now put it inside the water, stir and cook. Okay, now the quantity of the liquid you leave inside your rice determines or is determined by how you prefer it and who is eating it. Okay, so now to fry the shrimps, I started by adding the same butter, ginger and garlic, spring onions. I use spring onions to fry ultra. I didn't add any other onions to it. So now I'm frying the shrimp will first of all release water before it starts frying. Okay, so for you to fry to perfection, you have to first of all start by frying in the water, then fry it to the extent that there is no longer water left in the pot. So this can take a while. Let me say 5 minutes. Yeah, it should be done. Okay, not more than that, even 3 minutes depending. So the same procedure, garlic, then my spring onions, then this time for gizzard. As I said earlier, this gizzard was not cooked, it was just boiled, then the water was removed. So now this is the process of cooking it. Okay, I also added salt to it. Yes, so even to the shrimp I added some seasoning powder. So now you see I added salt to this one. Don't worry, it will not be salty because I kind of eyeballed everything. Okay, if you don't want to make mistake, finish cooking everything, then add salt to them. Okay, now this is the green peas. Okay, now this I covered it because it contained water, because it came frozen. So I added it to the pot, covered it, cooked it to some extent before adding the carrots, because carrots can be eaten raw, but this one we don't eat it raw. So do you in your home. And again, because it contained water, I wanted it to defrost inside before adding the carrots, so you don't need to cook it and overcook it. Now to the bell peppers. This one contains water too, so please fry your bell peppers. Okay, fry properly to the extent that there is no more liquid if it's possible. If it's possible, so continue frying. I added spring onions also. Also I went in with salt, just a little bit, a little bit of salt here and there. You see, there was no salt added to the rice except when I was frying it. Okay, then with the meat stock and all that, so all those things we just bring it. So now it is time to mix the whole vegetable and the shrimp, and in fact every step, every rishi, just mix everything together. Okay, this will help to combine everything, then every flavor will marry each other before you start adding them to the rice. Okay, now I'm not cooking this again, so just a little bit. So at this point I try to separate it so that I can fry the rice in batches. Okay, use your eyes to divide. Okay, you can also achieve the same results using a larger pot, then fry everything together instead of frying in batches, because frying together means that both the vegetable, the rice, all are added at once. Okay, so just fry everything at the same time. But since I don't have a bigger pot, so I'll be doing it in batches like this, after which I'm going to mix everything together in a larger pot. Then another reason why your fried rice might go bad quickly is when you finish cooking, do not transfer into any dish that's maybe the dish you want to use and put inside the fridge, or just even if it is going to be served the same day, transfer into a place like a pot or a cooler and air it. That will prevent it from sticking, and that will also prevent it from going bad immediately. Now this was the first batch I fried. I transferred it into this pot, which is wider, then I opened it up. See what I'm doing? I mixed it again, then I opened it up so that it can dry, because the pepper still contains water. Okay, even after the frying, so You just have to, the vegetable is water, just open it up, and then when you are done, serve and enjoy with your guests and your family. Okay, I hope you learned one or two things from those videos. Thank you so much for watching. Till I see you on my next one, please do well to like, subscribe, comment. I would like to read your comment and share. Bye.